Welcome back, my precious children. We're continuing on with Let's Play Raskulls. This is the Mega Challenges portion, and we're just starting out Chapter 2. Immediately getting into it, this is a bomb defuse mission, where we have a time limit. So, there is no time for hesitation, second guessing, you just gotta go for it. And the key here is when you're getting launched by the little speed boosters, you want to time it so that when you're in the air, you zap the bomb just before you get to it, so it actually it disappears and you move through it uninterrupted. That's going to help you out a lot here. And as well, just commonsensical, but when you're moving through the blocks, try and pick the path that has the largest blocks. You don't want to go through 20 individual blocks. You want to go through 2 or 3 large sections, because that really cuts down wasted time. So that one's pretty easy. Then we get a menu cheat, paper bag on your head. So again, we're gonna be checking out all these cheats later when I do a massive cheat video. I'm gonna go over all of that stuff, all those goodies. Oh, look who's back. Mr. Bones. So it looks like he's recovered from his injuries before. And this is just, again, one of my favorites, Pure Frenzy. And that little booster you saw back there, a thing to note is that when you hit one booster arrow, you automatically reach your top speed. Going through 20 won't make you go any faster than going through 1. It just keeps you going at that speed for longer. But for that very start section, if you just hit the very end arrow, that's good enough to get you going, because that's all you need before you get the frenzy, and then you're just going to go crazy anyways. You want to have... So, that one took me a long time to beat. These are going through pretty quick, but they take a lot of just knowing the level inside out, when to use your frenzy, where to jump, and all that stuff. So you might actually want to watch this video a couple times. Okay, Aqua Zaps. This one I found to be the easiest. This beat it first go, so... I don't know what that tells you about it, just because no time limit ones. I always find the no time limit ones, they're technically the easiest. Sometimes I find them frustrating just because, again, you have to spend a little bit more time on them. But this one, the difficulty, they just, you're never struggling, or at least I wasn't struggling for any zaps throughout. Something about the water really makes it a lot easier. It's like hard to objectively say what it is, but it just seems to break it up and gives you more opportunities, and I find I was not wasting zaps as much with it, so that was a good thing. And again with this one, this type of game, you really just want to try and make smart moves. Look at your best opportunities for getting to the next zap. So take a couple seconds. That's obviously what I'm doing right there. I would have liked to be on top of that blue one, but again, look, we got 7 zaps, people. No need to panic. No need to call in the rations. We've got plenty to eat. Oh, plenty to eat. I just ate a big bowl of Chef Boyardee. Normally I don't eat that kind of stuff, but every time I go home to visit my parents, despite being out of university since last April, my mom still has this kind of thing where she thinks I don't know what it's like to live on my own. You know, I have an apartment, I pay the rent, I pay the bills, I do all that stuff. But apparently I don't know how to feed myself yet, so I end up coming back to my apartment with bags full of Chef Boyardee and Kraft Dinner and Oreos. So, hey, I figured I'll eat it up. It's taking up room in the old cupboard, and I don't want to throw it out, so... Oh, this one, it took me a little while to figure out the strategy, and what it is, at least what I recommend, it worked best for me, was chipping away at the bottom. For the longest time, I was going from the top. I would be up there with the mushrooms, going one by one, but I actually just found that they kind of got in the way, and I was more concerned about them, and I don't know, it just, you can see the video, that's the proof is in the pudding, right? I'm just chipping away from the bottom, and things seem to be working out, and this is probably my second time trying this attempt, or this strategy, so that worked pretty well. That's my suggestion for that one. Just dig a column down straight away, and just knock out the blocks one by one as quick as you can. You might run into some errors where your mushrooms way up ahead fall more than 3 units, but for some reason it just didn't seem as likely, so maybe you've got your own strategy though. Feel free to share it in the comments if you do. This guy was just a bugger and a half. I don't know, just to me, this game type feels just really, really haphazard and unpredictable a lot of the time, because you're so rushed, and that one was just kind of, it just was a good run. It's really hard to say what the strategy is for that one, I find. Just go for it, really. I don't know, practice makes perfect for some of these, and that one just being really thinking on your feet, sorry, or maybe foot, I don't know, hopefully I'm not offending anybody with just one foot, but yeah, I don't know where I'm going with this. I apologize for whatever I'm saying. So this is the exact same game type, or not, well, except we're not on a time limit, we just can't get squished, which makes it a lot easier. These ones where you don't have to get squished, at least when there's no time limit, so easy. And my strategy that I developed right away was just, you know, because you know how at the top the finish line actually is resting on top of the blocks. It's just like a block itself, right? Kind of like the water or anything, it'll fall with the blocks. So again, chip away at the bottom, because when you're in the water, you can't get squished. So that makes this challenge pretty easy. And, you know, I probably could have done it a little quicker. I'm a bit OCD about some of these blocks. So you can see I probably didn't need to be chipping away at those, or at least not right away. But I'm kind of like that with stuff. I just like to clear it all out as much as I can. So, and yeah, I mean, honestly, there's no real strategy for this other than what I've already mentioned. Just chip away from the bottom if you've got the time, and really it doesn't take that long. And the finish line will eventually come to you. I'm sure you could play this totally normally, where you just go on up bit by bit and be a little careful, and you wouldn't get squished if you're really wanting to rush through it. But I can't give you my my brake pad guarantee. What good is a guarantee? A guy puts a guarantee on the box and all it says is guaranteed piece of shit. You know, you can learn a lot from a butcher by sticking your head up his ass. Wait, no, that's wrong. Okay, wait. If anybody is confused about what I'm rambling about, that's a reference to the movie Tommy Boy with Chris Farley. It's one of my absolute favorite movies. So how it actually goes is, you could get a good look at a T-bone steak by sticking your head up a bull's ass, but I'd much rather take the butcher's word for it. And basically that convinces this auto parts guy to stock the Callahan Auto Parts brake pads. It's very... I don't know if that would actually convince anybody in real life to buy like several thousand brake pads to put in your store, but hey, it's not my auto parts store. So back to this. Actually, quick question. If you guys watch SNL, or ever watched it, what's your favorite Chris Farley skit? I'm gonna have to go with Da Bears. You know, they'd sit around talking about Chicago sports teams and Polish sausage and Ditka. Da Bears. It's good times, but he's got some pretty solid skits. Look up him and Adam Sandler doing Pepper Boy. Oh boy, that's one of my favorite underrated skits in SNL. A fresh pepper. Okay, anyways, back to this. This is another one where you really, again, flawless moves, right? Use your frenzy appropriately, and this is the hardest part right here. You see I flubbed up pretty bad there. You want to use your frenzy to get climbing, because it's kind of like 2 steps forward, 1 step back. You'll fall a bit and then you have to get back on the side boosters. That's tricky, but that whole level is just flawless execution, right? It took me probably 20 minutes to beat that as well. So it's a little hard to watch out for that. Okay, excuse me. That beefaroni's coming back up, oh god. This one. Defuse all the bombs before the time runs out. This took me not long to do. It's a pretty simple strategy, right? I mean, you can't drop anything on the bombs, you can't drop yourself on the bomb, so you already know that from the previous challenges. Just you want to make sure you're executing everything perfectly, going through the least amount of blocks. So you might take a couple runs to get to know the level, but that one's not too difficult. It's the one coming up that is difficult, and you'll see why in a second. It's a super speed rush. It's a bonus on top of a bonus. Again, same level. We're defusing the bombs, but we have unlimited frenzy. And of course that means we have pretty much no time to do anything. And the strategy here is that kind of baffled me, was usually you don't want to fall on bombs, right? But here, fall right on those mofos, because you're able to zap so fast that you can zap it right before you actually hit it. So don't think you have to avoid falling on the bombs. Just go right for it and mash that button and zap away, and if you've got the pattern down from the previous bonus level there, then you're good to go. It's really not too bad. Although I shouldn't be saying not too bad. It's kind of hard. It's relative, because I've been playing this game a lot. So maybe not too bad to me now is just like insane to somebody else, or maybe it's even easier for other people. I don't know, Margot. It's a reference to Christmas Vacation, National Lampoon's. It's a good movie. You've seen this before, right? We had to steal the treasure, the loot from the rats and stuff like that. This one I don't know if I fluked on it, or I just typically, I think this one's a little easier. And to me, it's probably the one game type that almost feels a tiny bit like filler in the game. Just like you could have this game without this game type and it'd be totally awesome just the same. But you can see here, I kind of trap them because they're trying to jump over me, but they keep hitting that ledge. So I kind of fluked out there, at least for Mr. Pompous. And then we got Duck over here. Manages to escape to some extent, but Once we get to these bricks, the stone blocks, not a chance in hell. So that's actually it, guys. We managed to do all of the bonus levels and mega challenges for Chapter 2 in one video. It's a little longer, but hey, I squeezed them in there. So obviously next video will be Chapter 3 mega challenges. I don't know if we'll get them into one video or not, but you'll see when we get to it. So come back for that in a day, and I'll give you some lovin'. Peace out, my friends.